shall we explain for introduction? So modification in slope geometry, drainage, the use of retaining structure and internal slope reinforcements are some of the strategy for slope restoration. So the risk management method is also discussed in this paper, which is a hierarchical procedure that comprises risk assessment and control using various techniques in order to manage the uncertainties connected with the slope. So the implementation of risk-based measure to reduce the likelihood of slope failure is suggested in this study as a way to reduce the number of landslides. There are a few techniques for slope remediation, which are sonneling and shotcrete.
Temperature review. Slopes are all around us in the urban environment, and the soil on some of these slopes may be inherently unstable. Old natural slopes and rural and forest areas have often developed a degree of stability over time. But artificial slopes within urban areas that are part of developments or that are adjacent to infrastructures such as roads and railways can be less stable and maybe require stabilization. Movement of soil and rock down unstable slopes due to gravity is called mass wasting. Surface movement resulting from the effect of wind and water is called erosion. Both processes can affect the safety of people living or working on or near slopes and on the quality of water for people living in the wider area. The expansion of urban areas and associated deforestation and construction activities are increasing the area of unstable or vulnerable slopes. Decision on selecting an appropriate slope stabilization method requires thorough evaluation of the existing slope conditions and assessments of the prevailing causes that are responsible for the instability of the slopes. Once the causes of slope stability are identified, the appropriate remedial measures for slope is selected on the basis of feasibility, stability, and economy. These remedial measures are helpful in minimizing the chances of approaching slope failure by addressing its cause. Precautionary action means detection of landslide-prone area, early warning signs, and slope assessment techniques to take necessary measurement for their remediation. Government agencies put forward different policies while private sector also takes initiatives to prevent the consequences of slope failure by developing its own guidelines.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ali Faikal bin Muhammad Nazri, matrix number AF190166. Next, we go to the techniques of slope stability. Based on the case in Bukit Antarabangsa, Ampang, Selangor, our group has used the internal slope reinforcement, which is soil nailing and shotcrete, as techniques of slope stability. For the first method is soil nailing. Soil nailing is a technique used to bring soil stability in areas where landslide might be a problem, which is related to our case study. As for the concept, the reinforcement is placed horizontally or moderately inclined parallel to the direction of tensile strain in soil nailing, so that the maximum tensile force is generated. Soil nailing is a passive addition that increases the soil shearing resistance. Standard construction procedures for a common soil nailing method may be categorized into four parts, which are the excavation of slope, which is to accommodate at least a single row of facing panels. The second one is the positioning of facing materials, which is all the facing panels are positioned or laid down in a row. Next, drilling, nailing, and grouting, which is to create a strong link between the nail and the earth. Design nails are placed into a hole and grouted. And lastly, the reinforcement tightening, which is required to maintaining the stability of the slope along the slope surface. There are various elements in soil nailing, which are steel reinforcement bar, grout, centralizer, nail head, temporary and permanent facing, drainage system, which is vertical geocomposite, strip drains. For shotcrete, it strip drains. For shotcrete, it is a spraying concrete or mortar with either a dry or wet mix process through a hose and nozzle onto a baking surface. The force of the spraying operation compacts the concrete or mortar, resulting in the production of required thickness of concrete layers. Shotcrete spraying is accomplished through either by these two processes, which are dry mix process and wet mix process.
Assalamualaikum. So this is application of any standard. Okay, type of soil nailing method. First, drain and grouted soil nailing method. Okay, the holes in this sort of soil nailing method are drilled in the walls slope face. Nails are then placed into the pre-drilled. The hole is then filled with grouting material such as concrete, shotcrete, and so on. So next, driven soil nailing method. Okay, it is used to temporarily stabilize soil slope. The driven dirt nailing method is quite rapid. However, it does not prevent the reinforcing steel or nails from corrosion. The nails in the driven soil nailing method are driven into the slope face during excavation. So third, self-drilling soil nailing method. Okay, in the self-driven soil nailing method, hollow bars are employed. Drilled into the slope surface of bars. During the drilling procedure, grout is injected at the same time. It is more efficient than drill grouted nailing. Finally, the self-drilling soil nailing technology is more corrosion resistant than driven nails. Okay, fourth, jet grouted soil nailing method. Jet grouted soil nailing method. Jets are used for eroding the soil or creating holes in the slope surface. After that, steel bar are installed in this hole and grouted with it. Finally, jet grouted soil nailing provide corrosion protection for the steel bars. Fifth, launch soil nailing method. The steel bars are driven into the soil with a single shot, utilizing a compressed air mechanism in this method of soil nailing. Capacity into the sliding soil is used to support an unstable, possibly stable soil mass. The next, application of soil nailing. The first, highway cut excavation of hilly areas, road widening under an existing bridge, and repair and reconstruction of existing retaining structures, temporary or permanent deep excavation in urban areas. Okay, next, shotcrete. How shotcrete is used in some of the more typical application. Okay, first, it is used in repair. Okay, shotcrete can be used to repair the damaged surface of concrete, wood or steel things if access to the damaged surface available, such as repair bridge or buildings. Next, underground excavation. Underground shotcrete use often include augmenting or replacing traditional support materials such as legging and steel sets, sealing rock surface, diverting water flows, and building temporary and permanent linens. Third, slope and surface protection. To avoid damage from high uplift pressure, slope protection should be adequately drained. Surface water infiltration can be reduced by applying shotcrete to the surface of landfills and other waste locations. Fourth, new structures. Shotcrete is not always the quickest way to place concrete on all roads, but it may be utilized efficiently to reduce time in thin portions and big regions. The paragraph that follow discuss some of the applications involved in the development of new structures.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Sulaiman Abdul Abi and my Madrid number is PF 190015. Conclusion: soil mining is a good way to stabilize a slope, especially if you are doing corrective work on a slope that has closure. The second, to achieve optimum performance of the soil mining works, the flow and failure factors should be truly understood and adequate design preparation is made. Pull-out failure, nail tendon failure, face failure, offer failure, slope stability. Finally, the order in which soil mining works are constructed has an impact on the degree of success of the work, particularly for slow remedial work. Thank you.